That last week in February, when I was walking downtown, I happened to go by the Episcopal Church and I noticed that beside the building, there were already bulbs that were sprouting, which is kind of unusual for this early in the year. Okay, so I put together a spreadsheet for my seed order. So I've got my garden map, my crop row lengths, and then I did the order for the seeds. And I'm not going to go into detail about this, don't worry, you guys. But you know what, how seeds are sold by the pack, or, sometimes they're sold by the pound or the ounce or the grams or whatever. So I had this calculate out for me how many seeds would be in whatever packet they were selling it for, how many seeds that I need and how many are in a pack. And so then I went through each of these and figured out how much I need. What I need to do is find out if I have enough old seed from last year, and so then I can subtract that out of this order. That's what I need to do next.
Hey, so I've been going through my old seed, and some of the stuff is really old. I've had in like a box forever. 2010, and I don't think I was keeping it for the seed. I think I was just keeping the packet so I would know the next year what variety I had planted. But I've got some of my own kale seed that I saved in here, so that's some pretty old stuff. But most of this is kind of like 2012, 13, 14 sort of stuff. And what I was thinking was, since we have had such a mild late winter, I'm supposed to do something, and that maybe I would throw these into the greenhouse, since I don't think that maybe the nighttime temperatures are going to get down into the 20s like in previous years. Maybe they'll just stay kind of hovering around freezing, and maybe some of this stuff will survive in the greenhouse. And it wouldn't be a loss anyway, because I don't know if they're going to germinate anyway. So kind of thought about that, but I thought maybe it's not worth, going down there and watering and fiddling with it. I don't know. I've got a few things from 2018, which maybe I would throw into the greenhouse, or maybe some of it's probably still viable. I might be able to use it. I don't know if I could trust it though for this year. But I got quite a bit of stuff from 2019 actually. And and some of it, like I've got quite a bit of lettuces, Salanova lettuces, which are pretty expensive. So I think I'll be able to subtract that from my order that I'm hopefully going to get done tonight, my seed order. And I might want to plant 2 seeds per cell, since maybe the germination won't be quite as great or something like that. But I think that some of this stuff I can subtract off my seed order and make it a little less expensive. So yeah, hopefully I get that order done tonight. Well, you'll notice there's no snow on the ground. That's because every time it starts snowing, and I think we're in for it, it just starts raining. So this has been the mildest winter I've ever experienced here. It's been kind of just hovering around freezing, like 35 degrees. Sometimes getting as high as 40 degrees. But I'm looking down in the swamp here, and you can see the skunk cabbage is already starting to come up. The deer have been eating it off already. But those little yellow bits that you might see out here, let's see if I can zoom in here. Those are skunk cabbage sprouts. Seems awfully early for a skunk cabbage to come up. We had the coldest cold snap in January. We always have a cold snap for a couple of weeks, and it got down to like 7 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little bit colder than it usually gets to. But otherwise, usually it's a skating rink all winter long, and it's been crazy. Still a little bit chilly out here. I don't know if you can see behind me the hill, the snow on it. So we got snow up high. I feel like I'm stuck indoors staring at spreadsheets. Yikes. Feels nice to get out.
After walking downtown, I got back up to the property and decided, hey, I'm going to test the soil temperature in the greenhouse.
And it looks like about 38 degrees Fahrenheit in the soil here during the day.
Interesting. Those are all the little guys I'm getting from Territorial. Okay, so then my Johnny seed order, all of these little guys here. 10 a.m. and the sun is on the greenhouse area. Compost is about 75 degrees. So for a couple of years, I've been using this Weather Underground app because the weather forecast is pretty accurate for this area. But recently they changed the formatting so you can't put it into landscape and so you can't see all the days of the week. So I've been looking at these different other weather apps to see, if they're accurate as well. But regardless, they're all saying that it's supposed to get down into the 20s at night again, which is pretty typical for March. But I've been hoping that things would stay above freezing so I might be able to plant early into the greenhouse with my old seed. But it doesn't look like that is going to happen unless I were to put heat in the greenhouse at night, which I don't think I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer. So I thought I'd come outside with the sun out. Unfortunately, with these clear days, we also get clear nights and it gets really cold. But about a week or so ago, I looked down at my phone and I had 100 subs. So I wanted to say thanks everybody for coming along on the ride. I know I have a bunch of different kinds of things I cover on this channel. So people who like the jet boating, well, we haven't been out jet boating for a while because the Stickeen River is frozen. But we'll probably be out there, I don't know, end of April. I don't know when it all thaws out. So then we got some really awesome jet boating planned, not just for the Stickeen River, but rivers off of that and also other rivers on the mainland. So it's going to be a pretty epic summer. Unfortunately, it's also the time that I have to do my market garden, and so it makes it a little bit difficult, but I'm trying to stay organized and do my succession planning and get that really good this year. And the other thing that I've been covering is was doing a little series on organic and some of the things that came out in the vegan YouTube community about organic isn't vegan. And so I wanted to kind of try and do some educational videos, and I have a couple more that I need to do. I'm kind of in the middle of doing the research for one, so I'll have some of those coming out. And I have one tour video that gets a lot of views because we've got a lot of tourists that come in, on the cruise ships and stuff like that, or they fly in and stay because there's a lot of really amazing things around here. And so I noticed that people were looking at that video probably to find out where things are in town. So some things have moved, and so I'll probably do some updates on that at some point. But anyway, I'm probably do various things, and I really appreciate everybody being here. I really appreciate that actually Paxton of Paxtiano Dirt Frog was the one that recommended that I start a channel. Both of us were thinking, well, we're not very far along on our whole market garden, but might as well just go ahead and start. And it's been a really big help for me to know that people are watching, and other people who are gardening and stuff kind of know what I'm going through and have really good suggestions. And so that's been really awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.